Hi and welcome to midday.com. And joining us today, we have someone who's always been a powerhouse performer, and we are glad she's getting roles that do justice to her talent. And of course, we have to start by congratulating you for the success of Delhi Crime Season 2.
Thank you.
The reviews have been amazing and the audience appreciation as well. So, Season 1 was such a success. And what was your reaction when you were approached for Season 2? What was going through in your mind?
Oh my God. I mean, actually nothing was going through my mind. I was just excited and I was just like, yes, let's start tomorrow.
And of course, you make it seem so effortless, but we're sure there's a lot of preparation that goes every time you step into Advika's shoes.
Yes, because also in Delhi Crime 1, the response to the show and to Vartika was unprecedented.
Yeah.
So I was really worried that how do I step into those shoes? I mean, as if they weren't big enough, they became only bigger with the love and appreciation and the Emmy, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So I was very concerned. I was worried, but I think we managed to get her on the right footing. And of course, there is her brain and her soul, which is not going to alter, but according to situations, your reactions alter. Also, it can't be boring, can't be monotonous. For me, it's like Delhi Crime 1, she became a hero, Delhi Crime 2, she becomes human.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a very, very interesting aspect of where we were heading with her. So yeah, it was kind of daunting.
With all your recent performances, be it Jalsa, Darlings, or Delhi Crime, every show or film has had a message. So do you feel you tend to get approached for parts like that, or is it something that you choose?
I didn't choose these because they had a message. I did not choose these, aiming to catch there is a moral of the story. But these are characters that called out to me. And I was just inclined to these because they're such powerful, incredible women. But it wasn't a conscious decision to do something that's trying to change the society or giving out a moral of the story or something like that.
You have attempted dark comedy as well in Darlings. So do you see yourself doing an out-and-out comedy?
Actually, people before meeting me, they are very intimidated.
Yeah.
Because they feel that a watch is a very a strong woman is a compliment, but she must be very serious and stuff like that. But I think it's changed because of dance. I mean, and I'm hoping that it changes and translates into work.
And you have shared the screen with some fantastic women in your recent projects, from Kirti Kulari to Alia Bhatt to Vidya Balan. So do you feel that also kind of just lifts the project so much?
Absolutely. It adds to my strength as a woman, as an actor. But I think it would be unfair to say that just because it's a woman, it kind of enhances the project. I mean, any actor I work with, male or female, who becomes a character along with me, I think we complement each other and we lift together. And of course, you can't take away from the fact that these are all incredible directors and very well-written scripts.
And like you said, you have been busier than ever, getting all these back-to-back, and each role has been so fantastic. So, but you have always been a great performer right from TV days. So why do you think it took that long for all these great parts to come your way?
Because I guess someone took the risk and the leap of casting me in the lead with Delhi Crime.
Yeah.
I mean, there was juice, but the kind of reach that Delhi Crime had. And like I said, it just kind of surpassed everything people must have ever even thought of. There are writers and directors who write stuff keeping me in mind now.
Yeah.
And say, okay, we want to put her out as a lead, as a parallel lead. So it took some time. I've always been lucky to get a lot of love and appreciation and respect, but it took some time to translate into work that I wanted to do. And finally it's happening, so I have no complaints.
Even at Dil Dhadakne, though, for that matter, I feel it's a really underrated film. Like, I mean, there we saw you do some straight-faced comedy, which was again very refreshing. Do you feel that is a bit like it didn't get its due, basically, that film?
But I love the film.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't really think ahead and go into iska kya hoga. I never go into that. I just go with the flow. I understand being in the industry for so long that the fate of a film does not necessarily depend on how good the film is.
Yeah.
You know, it's it's luck plays a big part. So that doesn't undermine how the project was. I mean, I loved the film, and I'm glad I was a part of it. But well, it's you don't know what works and what I mean, I definitely don't know what works and doesn't work, and I think most people don't because otherwise they would only make the short formulas.
Yeah. And with the growth of OTT, we see content being, the most important thing, which it should be always. How do you look at the growth of OTT and especially the fantastic parts that you are being offered right now?
Well, it's great. I mean, it's open horizons not just for actors, not just for actresses. It's open horizons for all creative people. Like, I believe that OTT is about explore, experiment, and express. And, it gives you that leeway and space and freedom to go all out there. Also, when you're doing a project, like when Delhi Crime dropped, it dropped in 190 countries in one go. I mean, where are you going to get that kind of reach?
Yeah.
And also as an audience, as a student of cinema, I mean, I'm so glad that I can watch films from all across the globe in various languages. I mean, it's just so enriching.
And at the same time, because you are, of course, married to a director, producer, you've seen the other side of films as well. And at a time when Bollywood films aren't doing as well as they should be. So that is quite a sad situation, honestly, because, for different reasons that is happening, the bans and stuff like that. How do you look at that situation, having been part of films as well?
Well, when we receive a lot of love and appreciation, I think this is a part of it. I think it will pass. Like I said already, that every film is born with its own fate. It does not determine how good or bad it is. And I think it will pass. I mean, cinema is a culture in our country. It's not going to go away. So I'm really hoping because whether it's OTT, whether it's cinema in Bombay or it's Marathi films or Gujarati films or South films, they all contribute to cinema, to Indian cinema. And I really hope it changes, and I'm sure it will.
Yeah, and of course, we'd like to know what is Shefali Shah when she isn't on screen, like the real person. Because you've seen you in these various characters, but what is a normal day feel like?
Oh my God, a normal day for the last couple of days have only been sleeping.
Okay.
Because I had COVID and I was not well, and it's been really hectic. And to think of it, all I've done this year is promotions. I started with Woman and then Jalsa and then Darlings and then Dead Crime. So I've actually been just sleeping and spending time with my boys or with my flutes. And I mean, Shefali Shah as a person, she's goofy. I'd like to believe she's funny, she's wicked. I don't think I'm judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm a far more positive person, and I've become a more positive person over time. And I'm quite comfortable where I am. I'm just itching to get back to work. That's it.
Like you said, you do spend all your time with your boys as well. So is there anything that you feel very strongly about, and that's something that you have kind of brought into them as well while parenting?
There's so much.
Yeah.
I mean, there is so much. If I say respect for women, it's a very small part of parenting. There are so many things. It's not just respect for women, it's respect for people. Yeah. You do what you want to be treated like. It's not rocket science. I guess I've put in values and thoughts that every parent wants to. But my children, I believe I've given them good roots. But it's also time to give them wings, which they've already sprouted. As soon as today it's even before they hit teenage. And you've got to let them falter and make their own mistakes and say they're there, provided you don't hurt anyone or hurt yourself. If you hurt yourself, of course, we're there. But I think the moral of the story is, don't hurt anyone and don't hurt yourself. That's the larger picture.
And is their feedback something you look forward to with each project that you keep doing?
Oh my God, yes, I do. Also, the fact that Delhi Crime has reached out to the Gen Z,
Yeah.
to say so. In fact, I think the best compliment I got was from my son, and I was like, "Can you put it out there, please? I love this." So I look forward to it. I look forward to their point of view and stuff. And it goes with all the three boys. I mean, my sons as well as with them.
Yeah.
I value it, and there are very interesting conversations that come out of it.
Okay. And ma'am, where do we see you next?
Well, I did a really small, very small part in Dr. G. It was a commitment I made long time ago. And it's a very interesting, fun, sensitive script. Again, wasn't intending to do a monolith story, but I just thought it would be wonderful to be a part of an ensemble. And like I said, it's a commitment I made long ago. So it's a really small part. So there's Dr. G, and there is beautiful film I did with Avinash Arun called Three of Us. And that's going to do the festival circuit first, and then it's going to release wherever they decide it's going to release. But that's something I'm really looking forward to.
All right. Thank you so much for doing this. It was lovely having you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Natasha.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.